everyone, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how you can become that girl for 2025. I know we're already 2 months in, but with summer coming up, I feel like it's the perfect time to start thinking about how you want your summer to look like. If you don't know what that girl is, it's a social media trend and it basically encourages people to thrive for a specific lifestyle, which is basically like wellness, productivity, workouts, healthy habits, just like overall self-improvement. And it basically looks like waking up early, eating healthy, exercising a lot, practicing self-care, journaling, and just being productive. So I'm going to be sharing you guys my top tips to become that girl, and these are basically the tips that I'm gonna follow myself to hopefully become that girl for summer and for the rest of the year, really. So I have 8 tips for you guys, and let's get started. First tip is to figure out your chronotype. Your chronotype is basically just your ideal sleep schedule. All of that is like influenced with your circadian rhythm, and your circadian rhythm is your body's like internal clock. Figuring out your chronotype is basically the only way you're going to be able to maintain waking up early when you don't have to. I know for me personally, it's hard to wake up in the morning when I have full in work, obviously, but I have to wake up, so I just do it. But on days that I don't have anything to do, pretty much impossible to wake up early because I'm like, what's the point? So getting the proper amount of sleep and figuring that out is going to help you maintain that early wake up time, and it's also going to help with your energy and sleep quality, which is something I struggle with. My sleep quality has been horrible for the past like couple years. I do have a lot of anxiety, so that definitely plays into it. I highly suggest either doing your own research on it, or the best way to figure your chronotype out is to spend like a week or two just go to bed at a certain time and not have to set an alarm. So that's really the perfect way to figure out how many hours of sleep you need. And also you can play around with wake up and go to sleep times. So a lot of it has to do with the time you're waking up and not necessarily the amount of sleep you're getting. There is so many tips online on how to do that. There's TikToks, there's YouTube, there's articles. So I highly suggest maybe looking into it if you're trying to figure that out. But that is probably one of the most important tips to be able to follow the rest of them. My second tip is to make your bed first thing in the morning. This is like so self-explanatory. I feel like a person like I've always had to have made my bed growing up. That's a habit that I have kept. However, making a bed also boosts your productivity and energy levels and prevents you from getting back in it, and it's such an easy thing to do. It takes like not even 2 minutes, and for a person like me that works a lot, studies a lot in their room, it feels a lot better to have my bed made. Tip number 3 is to prepare as much as you can the night before. I've recently just posted my night routine to wake up early, which is like an overview for the things that you can do to prepare for the next day. The way I think about this is when you wake up early, you want to make sure your brain stays on autopilot. When you start having to think of like doing stuff as soon as you wake up, that's going to be way less motivating than just literally having to get out of your bed and your body knows what to do because you've set out your outfit, you filled up your water bottle already, you set out your shoes, you packed your bags, you packed your lunches, your school bag, whatever you need to pack. You can even have your to-do list already made. You can make it the night before and just have it ready to go the next day. Cleaning your living space before you go to bed. All of these things that you can do to prepare for the next day is going to make your life so much easier. It's going to feel like such less of a burden to wake up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and like I said, you can just kind of put your brain on automatic and not have to think about everything you need to be doing. So I highly recommend kind of going through what your day looks like and what you can do to prep for it the night before. Tip number 4 is to stay hydrated. This is just like an obvious tip, but there are so many reasons behind it that I feel like sometimes people just say to drink water, but you don't really know like why do I need to drink water. Obviously it's important for hydration. You need to drink, otherwise your body's organs are gonna shut off. But drinking water actually has a really great influence on a lot of factors in your life. Drinking a lot of water can help with having healthier skin. Now I'm lucky because I did Accutane a couple years ago, so my skin is pretty maintainable as far as acne and blackheads and all that. But before that, I definitely saw a difference in my skin when I was drinking a lot of water and when I wasn't. Drinking water also helps with your energy, your blood pressure, and also helps helps to absorb nutrients better, and it also helps with weight loss. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna lose like 20 pounds by drinking more water, but if it is a goal of yours to lose weight, water can help kind of flush everything out that your body doesn't need. I personally hate drinking water. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I hate just water, straight up water. So I love to add something to it. Like there's Crystalite, there's Mio, there's Prime Electrolytes, which I've talked about. They're like my personal favorite. It does add flavor and it does help me drink the water, but you do have to keep in mind that there's a lot of sugars in these things, and the best way to do it is just to drink plain water. The recommended amount is about 2 liters of water a day. Tip number 5 is to find your favorite way to exercise. The amount of exercising recommended is 3 to 5 times a week. If you watch a lot of that girl videos, influencers, they work out like every day. I think 3 to 5 times a week is a lot more attainable for just regular people that have 9-to-5 jobs and that have a lot more responsibilities than just to do that sport or to film doing that. I think it's just more realistic. It can be brutal and super unmotivating if you have to do something you hate for like 3 to 5 times a week. I definitely do believe that everyone has a form of exercise that they can love and that you'll actually like to do. There's so many ways to exercise. I feel like when we think about exercising, we think about going to the gym, but it's not necessarily that. There's like so many options. There's Pilates, gym workouts. Obviously you can dance. I personally do dance. I've done martial arts. You can do tennis. You can just go on walks. You can run. If you are in a place where you can snowboard or ski in the winter, I would recommend that. And you can even just do at-home workouts. I'm personally right now dancing 3 times a week, but I'm trying to work in 2 extra actual gym workouts or more like cardio and strength training based, because in dance we don't necessarily work the same muscles as you do in everyday life. But I think that finding a way that you love to exercise is going to be way more motivating than just hating to go work out every day. Tip number 6 is to set clear goals followed by like a step-by-step plan, because setting goals, I feel like if you don't have a plan to achieve them, is kind of pointless. So what I personally do is to set goals depending on the areas of my life. So for example, you can have your career, traveling, wealth, self-improvement, lifestyle, school. So for example, if your goal is to get into law school or medical school, and then steps to achieve that: prepare for the MCAT, research some schools, apply to the schools, prep for interviews, all of that stuff that are steps you complete before you can actually get into the school. So you really just want to have that to make sure you're getting closer and closer to your goals, and that you're not just getting to the end of the year, seeing your goals that you set and seeing that you haven't accomplished anything because you were just waiting for them to happen. So you want to set a goal and then from there kind of build a step-by-step plan that you can actually check as you go along, instead of having just one big goal and waiting for that to happen. Tip number 7 is to fit your diet to your lifestyle. Personally, I know that I'm not eating as healthy as I can, but my portion are the right sizes, so I just need to replace the food in the same portion. But a healthy diet can look different on everyone, depending on your job, depending on how much you work out, depending on just your body, the way you're made. So I feel like a lot of trial and error is kind of needed in that sense, because someone can eat like junk food every single day and still be like in perfect shape, and someone can eat healthy and not work out and they can be in perfect shape, and then someone can work out every day and eat healthy every day and still not be in shape. So it's really just about finding what works for you. So for me personally, with iron deficiencies, I definitely need to eat more red meat. So I love going on TikTok and Pinterest to find healthy recipes. There's tons of them, so that's definitely something I would recommend looking into. And the last tip is to not let things pile up. Letting things that you have to do pile up into a huge to-do list is what's going to make you unmotivated to do any of these things. So for example, when you get an assignment and it's due in 2 weeks, don't wait 2 weeks to do it. Just do it as soon as you can and then it's done. So you don't want to end up with like a huge list of 20 things you need to do in a single day only because you procrastinated until last minute to do all these things. Not only will it stress you out and it's not necessary, but also it will disturb the routine that you've set. So if you have 20 things to do in a day, you're not going to be able to go to sleep at the time you normally do, or cook your healthy meals, or go work out, because you're going to need to do 20 things that are due the next day. So there is definitely a way to not procrastinate, and when you get ahead on stuff, it feels so much better because you don't feel guilty about taking time to go work out or taking time to go out with friends because you're like a week ahead on school. So those are all 8 of my tips for how to become that girl in 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below your favorite tip to become that girl. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.